is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Now at DQ Grill and Chill, enjoy $7 meal deals. The 3-piece chicken strip meal deal and the original cheeseburger meal deal. Both come with fries, a 21-ounce drink, and a sundae. Sweeten the deal and upgrade to a small Blizzard treat for just $2 extra. Get more for less at DQ Grill and Chill with the $7 chicken strip meal deal and $7 original cheeseburger meal deal. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The more I look at it, the more I say this. The AFC Championship is more than just a conference title game. This is not as big as the Super Bowl. See, Kat? I think it's bigger.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's traveling Teddy. I got a flight out, so I got the flight fit on. You know what I'm saying? I'm capped up. I look like a youth sports coach right now.
Wouldn't you say a hat would not be fit for a flight?
I would say that. I have the hat on because I just really like it. I don't think I'm going to wear it on the plane.
Okay.
And I also want to be able to wear it when I go to Atlanta because it's going to be really cold. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, and he's observative today. I'm bringing out the beanie. I'm breaking out the beanie and some gloves. It is cold as hell in Atlanta right now.
Yeah, everywhere except for South Florida pretty much has snow on the radar or a possibility.
It's cold here. Hell.
Yeah, it stinks.
It's cold here. So, so if you see the travel fit on, you know what I'm saying? Don't be disgruntled. Don't be mad I didn't pull out one of the, the button downs. And you don't even have a Hawaiian shirt on.
Listen, I have my favorite long sleeve on.
What's up? What's going on?
It's got like this lady on my back called Hula Bay, this restaurant I went to. And, I have a couple drinks in, and I said, I want that long sleeve shirt. And damn it, I got that long sleeve shirt.
You're an impulse buy guy.
When it comes to clothing, I guess, kind of, but not in the way of anybody else in the world.
I mean, you impulse bought that trash can lid that's right here behind you.
It's an accident.
It's an accident, $100 accident. I mean, so we just had to explain it. We got ourselves into a pretzel earlier trying to explain the backstory of said trash can lid because it is hard to. I can tell you were a little trepidatious. We have a new internship class here this week. You're trepidatious with trying to explain why the trash can lid is there and the importance of it because it kind of makes you feel a little foolish.
Yeah, it certainly does. It's trying to explain like a tattoo that you regret. It's like, well, that's all. It had to be there. And you just kind of stammer off and think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to be there. Micro wrestling accidentally bid on it, and I was the only bidder. It went to the first me.
Yeah, the first bidder. I wonder, and they started at $100. That is very, it's almost like they knew they had a mark in the crowd.
Yeah.
It's very ambitious of them. You speak of had to be there. I could only imagine what it was like for Bills fans. What was that, week 10 or 11, when it was Chiefs-Bills at Orchard Park, and you had the Josh Allen 4th and 2 play that turned into, what, a 17, 18-yard touchdown run. It sealed the deal. The Bills won 30-21, and it felt like in that moment, not only was that one of those pivotal plays that would drive his MVP campaign, it also felt like the moment that we will be revisiting later because you just knew this season was going to come down to, once again, like it has so many times before, Mahomes versus Allen in the playoffs. But this time it's going to be at Arrowhead Stadium. And as much hype as there is around the Commanders and Eagles, as much excitement as there is to see what Jaden Daniels can continue to do as a rookie quarterback who has just been defying the odds, yet again, the AFC is the belle of the ball. It was the same way in the divisional round. It reigns the same as well in the Mahomes Invitational. The AFC Championship, which Patrick Mahomes will be starting his 7th straight AFC Championship game this 7 in a row.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, if he starts the season, he's going to end it in the Final Four. That's the Patrick Mahomes experience.
And you look at it, he's never lost in regulation or sooner in an AFC Championship game. It's always been in overtime, which he lost to Brady and lost to Burrow.
And that Patriots-Chiefs game, 2018 AFC Championship, where you have the Chris Jones roughing the passer, which should not have been called, where Chris Jones ironically reaches over Joe Thuney, who's now the Chiefs' left tackle, filling in. He's usually a guard. He reaches over Joe Thuney and hits Tom Brady's shoulder, swiping at the ball as he's trying to pass it, and that's called roughing the passer. That extends a drive. And then you have the D Ford offsides as well. That got the Patriots into the Super Bowl. That game went into overtime. That was a great one as well. It's just crazy to think for a Chiefs fandom that before this reign of terror that Mahomes has been on, it's kind of been a little bit of obscurity. It's been kind of like Miami Dolphins-esque without the flash, 9-10 wins, the Alex Smith type years. You have to go back to like the the prime Tony Gonzalez days for the last time the Chiefs were like this actively relevant. And even, to this scale is ridiculous. This is like Patriots level stuff they're on right now.
Yeah, that's the only comparison in this league is Patriots level stuff, because not only making it to the big game, it's also winning a fair share of the big games. And let me repeat what I said before. Patrick Mahomes has never exited the playoffs sooner than overtime in the AFC Championship game.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot.
He has played all 60 minutes and not have been sent home in the AFC Championship game every single year that he has been in the NFL.
That's a crazy stat. I never thought about it that way, but you're right. Both of those AFC title losses to the Patriots in 18 and in 2021 to the Bengals came in overtime, and both of those obviously could have went either way. We could be talking about a guy that started 7 straight Super Bowls the way that went down. So that's an incredible stat to look at. Another stat that is key, and we're going to dig into this this Chiefs. That was a little Freudian. This Chiefs-Bills AFC title game to kick things off here. Patrick Mahomes in that Bills-Chiefs game, he threw 2 interceptions. And one thing we've been learning about all of these playoff matchups, I believe it still holds true right now. The team that has won the turnover differential has won the football game. That's how the Commanders have gotten by. Jaden Daniels has yet to turn the ball over. The Eagles don't put the ball in harm's way because they can just turn it around and give it to maybe the best athlete in the NFL right now at that position in Saquon Barkley. The Bills as we saw against your Ravens, as we saw last year in the divisional round against the Chiefs, the Bills are refusing to let Josh Allen put the ball in harm's way. They're kind of saving him from himself. A lot of bubble screens, a lot of rushes, a lot of, QB lead runs. Like he's not testing the ball down the field like that.
I mean, not maybe as much as it did before, but you're kind of discounting.
Rarely ever.
You're discounting what Josh Allen has done in that aspect.
I'm not discrediting him or discounting him. This is the Joe Brady effect. It's funny because out of all of the coordinators that we've been praising this year, and I do believe Joe Brady did get nominated for Coach of the Year. He's an Assistant Coach of the Year finalist. Joe Brady has had a greater impact on Josh Allen's game than many people are alluding to when he took over in the middle of last season and he dialed everything back. And this full year where he's leaned heavily on the brute force of that offensive line and the playmaking ability of guys like Khalil Shakir, who gets most of his yards after the catch. Josh Allen has that big super arm. I'm not saying he can't throw the ball down the field, but he doesn't, especially not in playoff games, especially not in close games. He didn't start doing that against the Broncos until the game was out of hand.
We also saw the same evolution with your Chiefs.
Yes.
Right? Mahomes would go into these shootouts where it would be in the 30s and 40s, a la Monday Night Football, Goff, Rams, Mahomes, Chiefs. And those weren't the years the Chiefs were actually winning the Super Bowl. No. That was when they were bouncing. They're in the Super Bowl or lost. No. They started actually winning the big one when they did kind of lean on the run game a little bit and control the ball.
They won the Super Bowl with Tyreek Hill in 2019. That counts.
Yes.
They were
2018
that thing
was
around
the game I was talking about. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. They won it that year.
And that's how they won. And there was that big bomb to Tyreek Hill to take the lead in that game.
It was an explosive offensive attack, so they've won a Super Bowl that way, and they can win that way. The problem for the Chiefs, and likely the problem for the Bills as well, is you don't have Stephon Diggs anymore, right? You don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. Xavier Worthy, the Chiefs tried to, and you could tell Andy Reid from the gun, you get this kid in here who has the fastest 40 time in the history of the league. He's a burner. He's not quite the refined football player that you would want, especially when you're taking deep targets down the field. He doesn't track the ball down well. He doesn't get his feet in bounds well enough. They tried it a lot all throughout the regular season to see what the limits of that relationship, Mahomes to Worthy, can be. If they're in a pinch, I think that they believe they can go to it, but it's not something they can rely heavily on like they did with Tyreek.
Yeah, I think that's the key there. It's like the sustainability of it. Like you can really make a living off of bad teams and good teams when you decide to commit to running the football and being a lot more taking less risks with the football.
Yeah.
As we learn with the Chiefs, how they've been able to do this for the past several years, and now the Bills are taking that next step now.
And the funny thing is people criticize Mahomes' regular season stats these days, and it's because he's not looking to accumulate stats. He doesn't care about start streaks. He doesn't care about touchdowns. Hell, he usually doesn't care about interceptions or turnovers. This year, if you count it up, Patrick Mahomes' touchdown to interception ratio, 26-11. He threw 11 picks this year, which was for a while rivaling. I feel like the first 7 or 8 weeks, he was actually the leader in interceptions in the NFL. Since that Bills game where he threw 2 picks and the Chiefs lost by 2 possessions, he has yet to throw an interception. Not against the Panthers, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Browns, the Texans, the Steelers, and again against the Texans there. He's been protecting the pill. He's been more conservative and more actually the thing that probably has impacted this more than anything else has been the security blanket that is DeAndre Hopkins, as well as the Chiefs starting to round in the playoff form where they're trying to get ready. They're revving up for the perfect time of the year. The Chiefs and the Bills game is going to come down to which quarterback, number one, does not turn the ball over, and secondly, which one is not put in the position to have to go put on that superhero cape. Because both of them can do it. But the one that doesn't have to, the one that is because of a defensive turnover that is forced, maybe a sack fumble, because of the run game being an efforting force that is working throughout the game, whichever one of these quarterbacks doesn't have to reach for the cape first, I believe is the one that's going to come out on top in this one. And if it's Josh Allen that has to reach for the cape first, it's a little more risky than a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who has shown us not 1, not 2, not 3, but 7 straight years that this stage is not too big for him, and he's not going to make the kind of mistakes to get them out of a game.
So that tells me that 2-possession lead, second half, there's no chance of coming back. Because you have to put the Superman cape on in that situation.
I would say, number one, you have to have an offensive coordinator that doesn't panic too much, right? If you're dealing with Todd Monken and the Ravens, I would be a little bit more shifty about it. I don't think a 2-possession game is out of hand in the second half. I think 2 possessions with 9 or 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter is more so when you begin to have to lean more on that. Plus, honestly, it's going to happen naturally throughout the game, right? Third and long, right? Third and pass, you're going to see Mahomes and Allen play to the levels that we love to watch them play, especially back when Mahomes was in his MVP days and really Josh Allen before Joe Brady took over. So we're going to see some of those flashes of it. It's like, but when you need a full drive of it, I think that's when things are going to get interesting, right before the end of the second half, or if the lead starts to get out of hand. Both of these teams are so well built, though. The defenses, these teams know each other so much, the familiarity, that I don't, again, it better be a tight one. Damn it, we deserve it.
Yeah, we certainly do. And like you said, it's not just what you see on the scoreboard, but also the situational football where if maybe you get to the red zone, maybe get goal-to-go situation, and it's third and goal from this 5-yard line, pocket collapses, but you don't have a chance to scramble, and you throw across your body, turn the ball over there where you give away 3 points you would have had if you didn't try to force the ball in a window in an effort to get 6.
Yeah.
There. Situations like that, which we've seen in the past with Josh Allen and sometimes with Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes usually in the regular season. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And honestly, Josh Allen has been way more careful in postseasons as well, especially as of late. Look at again, I don't even say this in criticism. It's more of a tip of the cap to a guy like Josh Allen. When you have all of those tools and you know I can probably shake this dude off me, stiff arm this guy, sling it 60 yards, and give my guy a chance down the field, but because you realize the risk reward of that, you don't do it, that's a credit to you.
I do think there's another component to that with Josh Allen and how he treats his own body on the football field.
Yeah.
He hasn't been burned yet. We've seen a couple of moments in football games this year with Josh Allen where he took a lick.
Yeah.
And he took a little bit of a pause before getting up. Or maybe he hurt his hand. He broke a nail.
Right.
We're seeing opportunities where maybe other quarterbacks would have been injured where we're not seeing it with Josh Allen yet. And it doesn't happen until it happens. And you don't want it to happen in the second quarter of the AFC Championship game.
It's a good point. I've been saying this since the beginning of this year, and I thought if any year would happen, it would be this year because he's, by virtue of the fact that they got rid of Diggs, they put more of the weight on his shoulders. I thought he was going to have to play more hero ball. Now, credit to him, credit to Joe Brady, credit to that offensive line and the evolution of James Cook. He hasn't had to because he's been able to lean so heavily on quick pass game, lean so heavily on the rushing game as well. And those third and short plays, the difference between why I think a guy like him is a little more protected than, let's say, the guy that we can easily compare him to, and that's Cam Newton, who I grew up rooting for with the Panthers. Cam had so many other runs where he would literally, Josh Allen's a crash dummy. Cam would literally go seek out the contact as well to an extent that is a little bit beyond what Josh does. And also, it's not the hits where you're delivering some of the pain. It's the hits where you're getting, speared or you're getting hit in a vicious way. And these days, it's harder to get a quarterback like that because you're afraid of a penalty.
It's also the weird
flop.
Yeah, and remember go back 2 years ago where Tua was taking jiu-jitsu classes on how to fall?
Yeah.
Even hits like that, where you're not actually being hit hard, but the whiplash in the manner of which your head hits the ground. That's stuff that's not really controllable by Josh Allen. He can't control how durable his skull and brain is. Maybe he can be tougher than the guy who's about to hit, but hitting the ground, the earth is undefeated.
It's going to get you every time. Mm-hmm. This is the same story with Kawhi Leonard, with Derrick Rose. It wasn't the fact that they were so explosive. It was the fact that they didn't know how to land. Yeah. That court is hardwood. It's not softwood. It's not a trampoline. It's hardwood. The more you land on your feet, the more, torque you're putting on your knees, and that stuff wears over time. 82-game season, back-to-backs, all of that stuff wears on you. You're right. Josh Allen looks invincible. He's not invincible. These defensive linemen and D tackles and linebackers, some of them are bigger than him. So hopefully he stays healthy, right? And I believe he'll get through this playoff run and many other years, but it does feel a little less sustainable than some of the other quarterbacks that we watch at the high levels these days. But Bills-Chiefs on Sunday. Bills-Chiefs, the AFC title game right around the corner, the Mahomes Invitational. I start with this, C-Cat. I do believe, and this is not just my Chiefs fan I'm speaking, I do believe the Chiefs get out of this thing with a win and enter into the Super Bowl in New Orleans, facing either the Commanders or the Eagles. Likely Philly. In fact, yesterday I told y'all, I cannot pick the Commanders in this one. Philly has them outmanned at every position. I will never put it past the Nick Sirianni team to find a way to lose. I will never do that. But the more I thought about it, once the Chiefs get through the Bills and get to the Super Bowl, losing to Josh Allen, even at home for Patrick Mahomes, is an excusable, mark on the resume, right? Yeah, Josh Allen was having an MVP season. This is a team that has a lot of continuity. They beat you in the regular season. This is a team that you've seen multiple times in the playoffs. Everybody's already agreed Patrick Mahomes eventually is going to take an L to Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. At some point, it's going to happen.
Yeah, and you go back to the 13-second game. Josh Allen did everything he could to beat Mahomes in that game.
Yeah, he played extremely well, as close to perfect as possible, but Mahomes was perfecter. And then you look at what would be next. The Chiefs getting through this game against the Bills and having a three-peat on the line. They have the history. We've never seen it. We've never even seen a team with the chance at a three-peat reach the Super Bowl, let alone win one. The Chiefs would have a Super Bowl Sunday against either Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts. And I'll say this. It would be more damning to Patrick Mahomes' legacy to lose that game, to make it to the Super Bowl, get out of this, what we all consider the best two teams left, get out of this fight unscathed, make the Super Bowl, and lose to the Eagles or Commanders than if they just lost at home on Sunday to the Bills in general. It sounds crazy to utter those words. Failure earlier is almost more successful for his legacy. But I guarantee you we'll forget about this AFC title game if Mahomes and the Chiefs fall in this one, especially if it's like a turnover at the end. It's an overtime game like we've said before. Maybe it's a thing where Josh Allen just 13 seconds, but Mahomes isn't able to fight back. If the Chiefs lose this one, there's all kinds of excuses out there for how Mahomes finally got by Josh Allen. There will be none to explain why the Chiefs are not able to complete the three-peat in the Super Bowl against either the Eagles or the Commanders. For the Bills or the Chiefs, it is inexcusable whoever escapes this game to go to the Super Bowl and lose to the teams on the other side because the NFC is clearly inferior along with their two quarterbacks right now.
You're absolutely right. The story of the AFC Championship game come 10 p.m. Sunday night and 6 a.m. on Sportsmanlike on Monday morning of the following day is the victor. It is who won the AFC. It's, wow, Josh Allen finally broke through. Wow, the Chiefs did it again.
Yeah.
Another domino has fallen, and they're one win away from a three-peat. It's not who loses this epic clash, the final game of Championship Sunday. Not at all. But come Super Bowl time, it's either you let down or you won.
Right. The closest thing I can see to it being excusable is if the Bills face the Eagles and Jalen Hurts and the Eagles win. But the caveat here is this is a Bills franchise and a Bills mafia and a fandom that has seen that story 1, 2, 3, 4 too many times. And if Josh Allen, after all of this, after everybody, just circles around and praises and coddles him, after Tony Romo and Dan Orlovsky pick up their pom-poms and celebrate the wonders that is the Wonder Boy, Josh Allen, if all of this culminates in him beating Patrick Mahomes, getting to the big stage and doing exactly what the great Jim Kelly did and not getting it done, not pushing it past the end zone enough times to beat the Eagles or the Commanders, that is going to really I believe as great as this win for Josh Allen will be over Patrick Mahomes, as much as that'll do for his legacy, it would almost be equally detrimental to finally get to the Super Bowl and lose it as well. Like, I wouldn't even want Bills Mafia to suffer through that. If they win, damn it, we got to just give them a ring right afterwards.
I mean, it's quite literally striking while the iron's hot because you cannot at all, in any stretch of the imagination, guarantee you're going to be playing in that game next year or any year after that when there is such a mutual respect across to the.
It's too much. It's too much. I look at Chiefs Bills as whoever wins this, it's a must win for them to get through the Super Bowl and get a victory. I look at Commanders Eagles. Both of y'all see. I would say the Commanders season is already a success. The Eagles season will be a success if they make the Super Bowl. Nobody's discounting them if they fall to one of these teams. The story of that game is not going to – even if the Eagles win it, and this is Nick Sirianni puts himself in rare air. I mean, again, if the Eagles beat the Commanders, we're talking about Nick Sirianni being one of only 5 active NFL coaches that have reached 2 Super Bowls. If the Eagles beat the Commanders, you might feel, the same cognitive dissonance as Ohio State fans. Like, damn it, we're stuck with this guy, huh?
Yeah.
We're not getting rid of him. It's him. It's Sean McVay. It's Kyle Shanahan. It's Andy Reid. And now the newly hired Pete Carroll with the Las Vegas Raiders. Those will be the 5 guys who have reached 2 Super Bowls if the Eagles actually get past the Commanders. And I'll say this on the other side as well. For fans of the Raiders and fans of the Bills and the Bengals and the Ravens, the reason you said it earlier, there's no promise the Bills make it back to the stage, even as elite as Josh Allen is. The AFC just got a little bit stronger. The AFC West is now coached by Jim Harbaugh, Pete Carroll, Andy Reid, and Sean Payton. When else in the NFL history have we had 4 coaches with jewelry in one division?
I'm not a historian, but it feels like the first time ever. Just going to dip the toe in the water and feel what it feels like. It feels like the first time ever.
It does. It does. And in the YouTube Prize Picks chat, we have Brandon saying, but hold on, weren't the Bills expected to be bad? ? Your division was bad. It was a walkover. And also, there were many people, including you, that expected the Bills to be right where they are today.
It's my Super Bowl champion right there. Still alive.
C-Cat right here in front of you, Brandon, and you've been listening to Theoretically Speaking. You have been one of our best fans in the Prize Picks chat. We love you, Brandon. But you heard C-Cat say before the season even started the Bills would win the Super Bowl. So who the hell was counting the Bills out? Because we sure weren't.
1 for 2. Super Bowl prediction.
Wait,
if the Bills win. I forget. It gets fuzzy. It's so long ago.
But you remember the Buffalo pick. So
yeah.
There's no way it got that fuzzy.
No.
Was it the team that just hired Ben Johnson?
Oh, it was. I did. I picked the Bills Bears. I like the alliteration.
Bills Bears. Didn't work out so well.
No.
The winner of the AFC Championship game moves into a Super Bowl that is somehow a must-win game, and I think that is the most incredible storyline that'll come out of this weekend. What is your number one headline, number one storyline that'll come out of Championship Sunday following Bills Chiefs, following Commanders Eagles, and also maybe while you're on with us here on Theoretically Speaking, you give your Super Bowl pick. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Join the conversation here on Theoretically Speaking. It's not just our show. It's our show. Holla at us.
That means you. Yeah.
What?
That means like you, the fan. It's our
yes, show. It's not just our show. It's our show.
That works better visually than
So they can't see my arms? If you're watching on the Prize Picks YouTube chat, you can see I did like a gesture that's like a big, giant group hug.
I think a point would be better.
Okay, it's not our show. It's our – wait, where's the camera? Our show.
No, like at you.
Oh, you.
Pointing.
It's our show. 888-760-3776. Tap in on the Baptist Health Hotline. What's the number one storyline that's coming out of Championship Sunday, and how is it not that the AFC champion is in a must-win Super Bowl game? 888-760-3776. That's the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle, orthopedic surgeons, and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting BaptistHealth.net/ortho. I gotta love it on a football Friday. This is our last football Friday of the season.
What are you talking about?
This is it.
There's a football Friday before the Super Bowl.
That's Super Friday.
Oh.
And next weekend or next Friday coming up before the Pro Bowl is just that's just Friday.
That is purgatory. That is the 2 weeks that never end.
I hope that whoever does make the Super Bowl, they give us like some really like dramatic, extremely like divisive content or comments during Media Day and Media Week so that we can really get some stuff going. You know who was great at that? The Niners. Get a Deebo Samuel, a Trent Williams bite or two. Those guys give us something. The Eagles, they've got the drama, but Jalen Hurts is so boring. And the Commanders, like, who is the characters out there outside of Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, the storyline for the Commanders is how Jaden Daniels is famously single. That's what we have. No women to distract him in his life. That's what we got.
It's a smart move. I ain't going to lie, Jaden.
Let's stretch 2 weeks out of that.
Jaden Daniels is saying it's almost like now we're turning him into a bachelor. Like, his mom going out there and saying that on a podcast is only highlighting the fact that her son is also single, and now he's harder to get to. You think the groupies ain't going to try twice as hard at Jaden Daniels now? Now there's a greater barrier in front of me. Now it's a challenge.
I didn't even see that. His mom said that on a podcast?
His mom was the one that said it. I don't know if it was a podcast or a show or what, but his mom talked about how she's guarding Jaden from the groupies, from the Instagram baddies. She don't want him to get caught up in the fire, you know?
I mean,
play with the fire, you get burned.
That's good by her, because going to LSU and being a starting quarterback and winning a Heisman, I'm sure there are temptations out there. You're very desirable.
One or two at least, right?
Yeah.
One or two. He's not a bad-looking dude either. So, you know, you're a Heisman-winning quarterback. You're in the NFC Championship game. Like, come on.
At least you're less approachable as that quarterback. When you're in college, you have to go to class, I assume. I don't know if they do that in LSU or not.
Very easy to get to as an NFL quarterback, I'm sure. I guess maybe if he's not going out, and I don't think he does. If he's a very studious guy, doesn't he like do VR before games to lock in?
Yeah, I don't think an NFL quarterback is very accessible to get to whatsoever.
I mean, not to us.
That's true. You kind of do.
Yeah.
What do you do any endorsement deals, or is he
Jimmy
like
Garoppolo? Like, come on.
Fair enough.
You know, like NFL quarterbacks are accessible if they want to be, I guess.
True.
Especially the ones that are single. And now she just marketed to the world. Like, I had no clue what his dating life was like. Now the whole world knows. It is a popular headline that Jaden Daniels is single. So sometimes there are unintended consequences to your actions, just like sometimes how like you'll post, you know, when a guy will post his significant other for the first time, kind of reminds other chicks in his life, like, oh, I forgot you was kind of available for a while. Then they start catching on board. So these ladies are scandalous.
So when the Chiefs play, it's the Kelsey box with Swift and families and all
Clark,
that.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark too nowadays, and Brittany Mahomes.
Come on, dog. We got some folks up there. If I understand why y'all think the NFL is cheating for the Chiefs, I would too if I wasn't a Chiefs fan. I mean, you see Caitlin Clark, Taylor Swift, Brittany Mahomes, all them up in the box.
Who's in the Eagles box?
Pulling some levers.
I guess. I mean,
Nicole Lynn, Jalen Hurts' agent. I guess.
I feel like Jason Kelsey should separate for that. Come on.
Oh, dang.
Wave your flag. Like he was playing on the field the last time it was a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl.
Wait. Have they asked him this? We got to look this up. I mean, before we go to break, we got Mike Tannenbaum joining on the other side. We got to ask him about Aaron Glenn and the Jets hire. He was instrumental in this. If you're Jason Kelsey, who are you rooting for if it's Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl again?
Because his wife is an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Kylie Kelsey the best she'll do is wear red, like when the Eagles aren't involved in a Chiefs game, and she'll support her husband's brother.
Yeah.
But she does not consider herself a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, she's an Eagles fan, and I get it. If you're entrenched in that, you kind of become part of the cult. But if you're Jason Kelsey, your blood brother, who you make millions with doing podcasts with, who you never got a chance to play with in the professional realms, but they played in college together at Cincinnati and whatnot. This is new heights. Who do you root for? Or the team that you're going to go into the Hall of Fame with? That's going to be interesting if it does happen again.
Because he's already got rings, too.
Yeah.
So it's not like he can finally break through and you root for your brother to get one.
I think you kind of have to. I would be rooting for my brother in that stance. But we need more time to parse this out. We need more time to discuss this. We also will pitch it to you in the chat. If you're Jason Kelsey, who do you root for in an Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl? Is it your brother or is it your team? On the other side, we got Mike T. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on a Football Friday, the last one of the year on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
The all-new 2025 Range Rover Evoque, where bold design meets refined luxury. Ready to elevate your drive? With 3.9% APR for 60 months, it's the perfect time to make your move. For well-qualified buyers, that means payments as low as $1,837 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit your Land Rover Palm Beach off Okeechobee Boulevard. Or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com and experience the 2025 Range Rover Evoque today.
Now at DQ Grill and Chill, enjoy $7 meal deals. The 3-piece chicken strip meal deal and the original cheeseburger meal deal. Both come with fries, a 21-ounce drink, and a sundae. Sweeten the deal and upgrade to a small Blizzard treat for just $2 extra. Get more for less at DQ Grill and Chill with the $7 chicken strip meal deal and $7 original cheeseburger meal deal. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
This is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. I'm reaching out with a message that's close to my heart. Devastating fires have ravaged the Los Angeles area, leaving families displaced, homes destroyed, and the community in need of help. Right now, you have the power to make a real difference. Your donation, big or small, can provide food, shelter, supplies, and much-needed support for those affected by the fires. If you are able to, please help those affected by the California wildfires and donate at www.lafoodbank.org/fire.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Pete Carroll to the Raiders. That's the big head coaching news of the day. But the one that ruled the week, or the ones that ruled the week, were the 2 coordinators for the Lions taking head jobs elsewhere. Ben Johnson to the Bears, and of course, Aaron Glenn to the New York Jets. Joining us now on Theoretically Speaking on a Football Friday is our guy Mike Tannenbaum, who was instrumental in helping the Jets with their coaching search through the 33rd team. He's also instrumental in delivering great football takes with us weekly here. Mike T, is your week finally starting to settle down? I know you still got work to do on the GM side and whatnot, but are you finally kind of happy that things have at least closed on the head coaching side?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think it's interesting. You look at the trend, guys. There's 5 teams: Patriots with Mike Vrabel, Detroit with Dan Campbell, Jim Harbaugh, D'Amico Ryans, and now Aaron Glenn. 5 players, guys, that are actually coaching the team that they once played for, which I think is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah, I thought you were going with just defensive-minded head coaches there, but yeah, going back to the franchise they once played with. And when Aaron Glenn played with the Jets, were you were part of that operation at that time, right?
Yeah, I know Aaron a long time, and he's been the same guy. Very smart, hardworking, self-assured, demanding, and was actually a scout here as well. So there's a lot of good in Aaron Glenn, and I think he has a chance to be an excellent head coach.
What did you like? And obviously, you're probably not looking for this in players when you were in the position you were with the Jets, and as a GM, you're just more so looking for the talent that can best help y'all win. But was there anything that stood out about what he was like with the Jets back then, or throughout his playing days at the mini stops that y'all were linked up on, where you were like, hey, this guy, he might be the kind of guy that can be a leader of a locker room, a leader of a franchise someday?
Yeah, that's just the way he kind of carried himself. Like, he was a very tough-minded guy, demanding of himself and others, competitive, loved the game. It was, I really got to know him somewhat intimately when he was a scout as well. So, and then you watch him, like he worked his way up, guys. He's never skipped a step, and demanding of his players, but in a way that the players, are drawn to him, and we're really excited to see him, be the head coach of the Jets.
Is he the ideal candidate? Like, is he the number one guy the Jets were looking for when it comes to the style he brings, and also just out of the candidates out there that were available, was he the guy that they keyed in on from the jump?
Yeah, I mean, the way you do your search, it's a little bit like the draft, right? You just keep going through options and looking at things. But we were very excited about him, and again, it's nice that it comes back to a place where he started his career, and we were thrilled that sort of he picked us because given how well his team has played, he was certainly going to have options.
And Michael, we know the 33rd team led by you were kind of in charge of this Jets GM and head coaching search. How did this exactly go? Did you kind of sort through the candidates, conduct the interviews, and then go, hey, ownership, this is who we think you should offer the head coaching job for the Jets? Or did you have kind of hiring power yourself?
We were information gatherers. There's 32 teams, and the owners make those decisions. We're just here to help aid and assist. And it was a fun process, learned a lot, and very proud that the Jets allowed us to come in and help.
Being a part of that process so closely, did it give you the itch to be back in those kind of buildings again, making those decisions?
Yeah, but then I don't get to do my weekly calling with you guys, so there's trade-offs to. No, of course, I'm a human, and so many great memories to be back in the Jets facility during the process. But but at the end of the day, it's about people and the relationships, and a lot of those have endured to this day, and that's what it's about. Be it the Jets or the Dolphins, and that's what you get into this business is you try to work with like-minded people that are competitive and want to achieve, and and that's really what it's about.
I gotta imagine you're gonna be rooting extra hard for the Jets this year.
Oh, you got it.
Because it's a little bit of Mike T reputation riding on the line here, is it not, with Aaron Glenn?
Yeah, 100%. I'm all in. My eggs are in his basket, and that I'll sleep well at night knowing that.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's gotta feel good and comfortable having a familiar face around there. I know Jets fans seem excited about the hire. Lions fans seem hurt about the fact that he's departing, and you always want that mix of emotions there, not people celebrating him going out the door. Buccaneers fans, they have to celebrate their guy, Liam Cohen, going out the door. He's headed to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not going to ask you about the particulars of this story because there's weird he say, she say stuff on both sides. I'm just curious for you. In all of your years with the NFL, and you being a decision maker before the Rooney Rule was about, and even now afterwards, what do you think is missing? What do you think can be added or amended to the Rooney Rule that can make teams go about it in a more genuine way? Not saying that the Jaguars circumvented it, just saying it seems like there's a lot of gray area when it comes to the Rooney Rule.
Yeah, I would say that the rules are challenging because some teams are playing and some aren't, and I think you want everyone to have a fair shake and you want a thorough process. I think you could look at it a couple of ways. Maybe one way is to say hey, everyone's available to talk right after the season, or nobody can do anything until the day after the Super Bowl, and then you have, call it 3 weeks of coaching free agency and then into player free agency. The rules are well intended, but they're challenging, and we spent a lot of time. Can we talk to Coach X or Y? Can we talk to GM X or Y? Okay, we can, but we can only do it virtual and only 3 hours. It's very, very challenging. So I think that's something the league has to continue to look at.
Have you ever had a situation as a GM where you offered a coach, either put an offer on the table for an extension or something like that, and it came with a contingency of, hey, I'm giving you this offer only if you don't take any other interviews or take any other visits to any other facilities?
Yeah, I mean, there's always there's stuff that goes on like that all the time. We try to be open, transparent, and just deliberate, but you do hear about hey, this offer is good until you hear. But look, you're trying to come up with your CEO, right? So you do it the right way. And all we kept talking about hey, if we want a good process, we'll get a great result. And we really were trying to just be process driven. And again, just to go back to what we talked about earlier, guys, really just thought about this as a draft. Let's collect information. And wherever it takes us, and obviously, some guys we knew better than others, like Aaron, going back to 1997. Yeah. But of course, you just can't do a search and put all your eggs in that basket. You have to cast a wide net, and we try to do that.
Mike T, taking it to the actual football that's going on, though I'm not sure how much of it you've been able to consume as you join us here on this Football Friday. We have Championship Sunday coming up, Commanders, Eagles, and we got Bills, Chiefs. Can you give us your Super Bowl pick? What do you think is going to happen and shake out on Sunday?
Guys, I'm going with the two road teams. I like Buffalo and Washington.
Wow.
Buffalo is a team that 532 points, guys, and only 8 turnovers, incredibly offensively efficient. I expect that to continue. And then as it relates to Washington and Philadelphia, I just think they're going to play 4-down football. Jaden Daniels is playing really well, and not sure if Jalen Hurts is 100%.
See, I know the injury to Hurts is going to be key. I'm curious to, like, if Jaden Daniels does this, do we just give him a Hall of Fame jacket, like, during Super Bowl Media Week? Like, how do you – this will be the most incredible run I've ever seen.
Yeah, no rookie quarterbacks ever started in the Super Bowl, and what he's doing is historically good.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And then the curious question we have, I think it's going to be Chiefs-Eagles in the Super Bowl, so we have an opposite pick. If it does become Chiefs-Eagles and you're Jason Kelce, I do this way too often for a Chiefs fan. If you're Jason Kelce and it's Chiefs-Eagles, who are you rooting for to win that thing? That's tough.
Yeah, that's a great question. So you guys like Kansas City, huh?
I do. Yeah, come on. Yeah,
guys.
I do.
You guy. That guy likes.
Why'd you say? Also, Mike T. Why'd you say it so smug? What's the chuckle and the laugh for? What's up with me liking the Kansas City?
No, I think it's great. I mean, it's amazing. Mahomes has been started for 7 years. It's been in the championship game. So it's really unbelievable. I just think at some point he's not going to get there, and I think this is the year.
Okay. You still didn't answer the question, though. If you're Jason, you're a guy, you can answer this easier for us because you're a person that actually has gotten paychecks from NFL teams, have tied himself to organizations, and also you have family members, right? So you know what it feels like to be part of an NFL family and a real family. Which one do you side with? Are you rooting for your brother to win another Super Bowl, or do you want the team that, got you to the Hall of Fame to win one?
Yeah, I think it's your team, right? So it's,
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Cold-blooded, Mike T. Cold-blooded. Appreciate the time, Mike T. Good luck on the GM search, and congratulations on sealing things up at the head coaching spot for the Jets.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Have a great weekend.
That is Mike Tannenbaum. He joins us courtesy of the Eisner Amper and also on the Baptist Health Hotline. Eisner Amper presenting the Mike T. presentations here. I almost hit him with one. I didn't want to get in any trouble with the when he was talking about the offensive execution. And also, C-Cat, for Mike Tannenbaum, when he chuckled at me saying I like the Chiefs in this game, like if I had a meter that showed my active confidence in that pick, it would have shot to the ground.
Yeah, that made you feel small. That made you feel silly. Like, oh, yeah, you would pick the Chiefs.
What was that? And also it's because it comes from him. Like, he knows way too much. Like, if you chuckle at me picking the Chiefs, I'm like, cool. Even if our guy Todd Fleming from the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches was about to pull up on us, if he chuckled at it, I'm like, all right, you're just being a jerk. When Mike T., who literally is in the know, who literally just helped usher in the next head coach for the Jets, chuckled at my conference championship pick, I certainly lost a bit of my confidence.
I mean, he also picked the Commanders, too, so if he thinks you're way off the reservation, you're out.
He thinks I'm an idiot. And you know what? We're going to find out who the idiot is this coming Sunday. Also, we're going to find out which team is going to go to the Super Bowl. 2 of them are going. And if you want big games, if you want big action, if you want to be able to watch all of that, you're going to want to tap in to your nearest Duffy Sports Grill, because this weekend there's multiple games. And all of the games, all of the action, all of the sports you can watch on the 80 or more television screens at each Duffy's Sports Grill location. Are you ready for some football? Please join us at Duffy's. Duffy's has a full starting lineup, all new features for football season. You got house-made fried pickles, you got smoked fish dip, gridiron nachos, crispy fried green beans. I mean, come on. Who can beat the loaded and barbecue pigskins? That's where it's at, baby. All of that paired with 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Just visit a Duffy's right now. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com. Find the nearest Duffy's location to you. Go check them out. Whether you want to pick something up to go or hang out with the folks. Remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on. On the other side, we give our Prize Picks plays for Championship Sunday. There's a lot of player projections out there. Prize Picks has some great offerings. They even got a free square. We'll tell you about that and who you should be leaning towards putting a little scratch on for Championship Sunday with Bills, Chiefs, and Commanders, Eagles. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
In South Florida, when it's time to get back in the game, there's a name you need to know. HSS Florida. HSS ranked #1 in orthopedics for 15 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. HSS brings world-class care to Palm Beach and Wellington. Whether it's a joint replacement, sports injury, or orthopedic trauma, HSS Florida treats athletes of all ages. Visit hss.edu/Florida to schedule your consultation today. HSS Florida, where champions and everyday people alike get the care they need to stay at the top of their game.
As if he's going to run the ball and if the coordinator makes a decision for him to run the ball, we're going to treat him like a running back and we're going to hit him that way, so that's their decision if they want to get him hit the way that he gets hit. If they don't, they'll keep him in the pocket. But that's what we're going to do.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Commanders defensive coordinator begging the Eagles to run Jalen Hurts, and I don't blame him. Seems like Hurts might be a little hurt, especially based off what you hear from Mike T, who said, I'm picking the Commanders based on the fact that he's a little hobbled. I am intrigued by how that game's going to play out. Of course, that is the undercard to the primetime game that is Bills Chiefs. Championship Sunday right around the corner. And if you want to know where to place your money on Prize Picks right now, that's what we're here for. CCAT's right there on the other side of the glass. I'm Theo Dorsey. You see it on the YouTube Prize Picks stream right there. Promo code THEOD. Promo code THEOD. That's where you go to place in that code. You get $50 for free once you start running your game on Prize Picks. All you got to do is make a $5 lineup. Now, many lineups are going to be made this Sunday, CCAT. And on Championship Sunday, especially for the people of the other 28 teams in the NFL that do not have skin in the game, this is going to be the way people are going to want to make some money. So we are teaming up to give people some Prize Picks plays to fill up your lineup. It is that time of the day. And I have to start with what I feel like is one of the easier plays to lean in on right now. Xavier Worthy, Chiefs weapon, first-round pick. Everybody looks at him as a speedster, a deep threat. He actually is a guy that kind of gets his ball in the hands all over the field. Xavier Worthy's player projection right now for rushing yards in this Championship Sunday is 4.5. This is a guy that has 20 carries on the year. He's averaging more than 5 yards per carry, and he's also carried the ball in 7 of his last 8 games that he's played. Now, I know against the Texans he had -8. That ain't happening against this Bills team. Andy Reid's pulling out all the stops. Andy Reid is going deep into his bag of tricks, and especially with the banged-up rushing game, right? You got old man Kareem Hunt. You got Isaiah Pacheco, who's returning from injury still, has not rounded back into form. It's going to take a couple of trick plays. It's going to take a couple of Xavier Worthy pop plays to get the ball rolling, to get the chains moving. Expect Xavier Worthy to smash. And really, 4.5 ain't high enough. If it was 7.5, I still would have taken Xavier Worthy. 3 more yards, man.
Yeah, that's one rush.
Yeah.
That goes forward, gets you that. You're on the same page as Joe Fortenbaugh. When he joins Unsportsmanlike with ESPN National, of course, with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and Chris Canty, he joins them from time to time and gives them the wink bet of the weekend.
Yeah, that was it.
Fortenbaugh's a smart guy. Fortenbaugh, a guy who dabbles, more than dabbles, makes a living off of sports gambling.
That's his thing.
He is on the same exact bet.
Okay. Well, that is a stat projection, a player projection that we were going to go more on easily. Another one, I'll go to the Commanders-Eagles right quick. Just go off the beaten path a little bit. Dallas Goedert, he's had 3 straight games with more than 47 receiving yards. The Giants, the Packers, and the Rams could not do much with him. His player stat projection against, right now at least, against the Commanders, you're going to want to get on this early. It's 42.5. Now, the Eagles might not have to pass the ball as much in this game, but we do know 2 things. Number 1, Jalen Hurts is a little banged up. A little less of him in the rushing game. Number 2, the Commanders were crushed by Saquon Barkley not once but twice this year already. If you don't think it's in the game plan to bottle him up, that's their key to victory. Dallas Goedert is a guy that can get off in the middle of the field. I expect him to get much more than 42.5 receiving yards. Another one I'm hitting more on.
You don't hate it whatsoever.
Yeah. Is that another Fortenbaugh special?
No, he just gives one wink.
Okay, yes. Do you have a strong play right now that you see on Prize Picks you want to give the people for Championship Sunday, CK?
I'm looking at Josh Allen, and I'm looking at his rush attempts.
Big dude.
The projection that Prize Picks is giving is 9.5 rush attempts from quarterback Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
That number feels high. That number scares a lot of people away. That number does not scare me away. I think of a couple of failed QB sneaks. I think a couple of tush pushes. And I think of any time it hits the fan in the pocket, Josh Allen is not afraid to tuck the football and get what he can.
Yeah.
I'm taking Josh Allen more than 9.5 rush attempts on Sunday.
That works out for you 2 ways. He either gets a bunch of rushes in short yardage situation, or you can get a back door if the Bills do have the lead. You have the Bills winning this game. I don't, but if the Bills are winning the game, you can get a few nil outs at the end. Those count.
They sure do.
I do like that pick for you. I'll give another one from Chiefs Bills right here. This is another one I love because also it comes with that demon, that red demon, which means it's a bigger multiplier. You know, on Prize Picks, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash, and a lot of that is due to how many demons you get into your lineup. This demon right here feels like a steal to me. DeAndre Hopkins, if you move it up to 3.5 receptions, I would dare even say over more than 4.5 receptions. I'm punching more on that. The Bills ran man coverage against the Ravens more than half of the snaps, half of the dropbacks. The Bills were in man-to-man coverage. The Ravens were without their man beater in Zay Flowers. The Chiefs, they didn't use DeAndre a lot during the regular season. They didn't use him a lot as well, even in their game against the Texans. But I do believe this is a game in which he's a great man beater. He's a great ball winner, especially if you single cover that guy. The Bills are going to be so concerned with Travis Kelce. So many people are on the Travis Kelce stat projections. I'm all over DeAndre Hopkins, either more than 3.5 receptions, or if you want to play it even safer, his receiving stat line, C-Cat, 23.5 right now. 23.5 receiving yards for Hopkins. That could be 1 catch. Wow, that's too easy.
That is too easy.
He's like, wait, let me put that in right now. Again, if you're using these Prize Picks plays, make sure you use promo code THEOD. That's how you get a free 50 promo bucks to insert right into your play. And again, quick and easy deposits on Prize Picks. This is why we do this, is because even for games that you're not a fan of, you can have something to pull for, including, come on, man, Austin Eckler's receiving yards right now are at 25.5. Now, I'm no fool, but I know that this Eagles defense They are loaded at corner. Absolutely loaded. Matter of fact, 2 defensive backs right now are in the running for Rookie of the Year. And that doesn't count Darius Slay, who's one of the better corners in the league. You don't beat them on the outside as much. If you're going to move the ball against them and if the Commanders are going to be a negative game script, I see a guy like Austin Eckler catching the ball out of the backfield multiple times. You can play this multiple ways. You can hit the more than on his receptions. I like more than 20.5 receiving yards. Cliff Kingsbury, dialing it up. A couple of trick plays, a couple screen passes, a couple dump-offs. I mean, he has had more than this number, 25.5, 3 of the last 5 games, including the past 2. In fact, the last time they played Philly, 89 receiving yards.
And he got knocked out of the game late, too.
Yeah.
He got KO'd.
More than 25.5, again, a play I absolutely love. You chain these plays together in a lineup, you can really make some cash. Again, up to 1,000 times your cash.
Brian Robinson also kind of a fumble problem.
Yeah.
So those snaps are going to go to Eckler in crunch time when you need to take care of the football. If the Commanders do have a lead, I like a couple different angles why Eckler would tote the ball through the air a couple times.
And the last one I want to give here, and we can wrap this thing up. The Chiefs, the hot name in the backfield is Isaiah Pacheco. He was one of the fantasy football darlings to start the year. He got injured. He has not been the same player. I'm not touching a less than right here on Isaiah Pacheco, though his number is a little high, especially based on his production as of late. I'm going more than on Kareem Hunt. I'm fading Pacheco by going more than on Kareem Hunt. 36.5 rushing yards. That's his total right now. That is his stat projection on Prize Picks. He's hit this 3 of the last 5 times, including the last time out against the Texans, 44 yards on the ground, and they didn't really lean on him that much. In this game, when you are fighting for possession, time of possession, when you're fighting to keep Josh Allen off the field, when you're also trying to protect the pill, a sure-handed player like Kareem Hunt who can pop a couple explosive plays, he's who you lean in on. The Bills have a great rush defense, but I think they're going to be so concerned with stopping Kelsey, stopping Hollywood Brown, stopping DeAndre Hopkins. Hunt is going to be able to eat up 40 yards. I mean, this thing could land in the first half.
Got one more little taste for you?
One more. Give him one more on the way out here. Prize Picks plays for Championship Sunday.
3 phases of the game. Let's go to special teams.
Oh, man, this guy.
Let's go to the 5th best red zone defense in the league, Philadelphia Eagles. They're not going to be kicking field goals for the Washington Commanders. They're going to be going for it on 4th down.
They are.
The projection for Prize Picks for Washington kicker Zane Gonzalez is 6 kicking points. He's going less than.
Wow.
Going less than 6 kicking points. You're going to see max 5 with 2 touchdowns and a field goal for Zane Gonzalez. That's where he's going to cap off at. And that's being generous because I don't think they're going to kick a single field goal or attempt a single field goal.
Yeah.
If you are Dan Quinn trying to take down the NFC's best.
And if you've seen that guy walking up, and I know it's OCD, and I know there's the mental health experts that would tell me not to criticize. You see him preparing to go kick a field goal, I have my doubts. Even if they do line up a field goal, I have my doubts on whether or not that thing is going in based on the way he, goes through his process. He just looks a little unsure of himself. Those are your Prize Picks plays of the day for Championship Sunday. Again, promo code TheoD on Prize Picks, and that can get you $50 for free. I hope you paid attention. I hope you wrote them down. We will also get this up on YouTube for you to check out later, the Prize Picks YouTube stream, which can be found on ESPN West Palm's YouTube channel. You know who can be found here on Fridays to talk about a little golf, talk about who missed the cut?
The strapping gentleman.
Yes, from Ohio. He's come all the way. He's sporting a beanie of a local high school basketball team. Todd Fleming, CEO of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. He pulls up on us for the happy hour. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. Who missed the cut? Right around the corner on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Imagine a place where the sun is always shining, the drinks are ice cold, and the food is bursting with flavor. Welcome to Hurricane Grill and Wings, where locals and visitors alike gather to weather this storm we call life, and you can escape here anytime you like. Today's forecast, hot, crispy wings with a 100% chance of frothy beers. Later, we're predicting big burgers and seafood tacos moving in, even better with a Pepsi. Escape from the ordinary at one of our locations. Visit hurricanewings.com to visit your nearest spot and enjoy a taste of summer all year round.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hi, it's Luis Fonsi. What makes a performer truly legendary? How about being the #1 bestseller for 47 straight years? That's what Ford F-Series trucks have done every year since 1976. For generations, hard-working South Floridians have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, and families. A legacy of capability and technology. Ford trucks, perfect for South Florida. See your local Ford dealer today.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's has voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
The South Florida Fair is open. Get ready for 17 days of entertainment, blending cutting-edge technology with old-fashioned excitement. Visit our Imagine the Future interactive exposition and discover how science fiction is a reality today.
Check all the activities online at southfloridafair.com or download the Fair app. Now through February 2nd in West Palm Beach.
Now at DQ Grill and Chill, enjoy $7 meal deals. The 3-piece chicken strip meal deal and the original cheeseburger meal deal. Both come with fries, a 21-ounce drink, and a sundae. Sweeten the deal and upgrade to a small Blizzard treat for just $2 extra. Get more for less at DQ Grill and Chill with the $7 chicken strip meal deal and $7 original cheeseburger meal deal. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is the final natural Football Friday of the year here on Theoretically Speaking. That's because next Friday is just the Pro Bowl, and the Friday after that, that's Super Friday. That's super. That's not Football Friday. That's Super Friday. On the other side of the glass on the ones and twos is C-Cat. He and Jalen, our guy in the YouTube prize pick stream, still mourning the Ravens' loss. Still a little upset, even after the apology from Mark Andrews. Still a little upset with the old tight end. Have you forgiven him yet, C-Cat?
Not today.
Not yet. It takes time. It takes time. He's going to be like Draymond Green 2 years from now and just tell you to get the hell over it. It's been a while. Get over it.
I mean, that's a perfect metaphor to what Mark Andrews did for Baltimore Ravens fans. He just punched us in the face.
Punch you square in the noggin.
Did it not once, not twice, but 3 times, too. So
the fans are Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Y'all are Jordan Poole. Collectively, a pool of Jordan Pooles.
And Theo is like the rest of the Warriors who caught Jordan Poole's head before it cracked onto the ground.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. It's all good. It's all good. The voice you just heard is Todd Fleming, CEO of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Our Friday friend here, as we do, who missed the cut and have a lot of fun. Todd, how have you been enjoying these NFL playoffs, man?
I've been thoroughly enjoying them. As a Cowboys fan, you got nothing else to do but sit back and enjoy some good football, right?
Yeah.
So, no, I've been having fun with it. I a little disappointed in the Lions. I thought it would have been kind of cool to see the Lions go on a run, but you can't knock what Jaden Daniels is doing. I mean, it's really special.
It's historic, and we just had Mike Tannenbaum on. He picked the Commanders to beat the Eagles.
No, he did?
Yeah, and he did it definitively.
Wow.
He also, I want to pick your brain about this because you're a guy that's in the know with a lot of things. He did something else that triggered me. I got a little scared when he did it. We'll get to that. But he picked Jaden Daniels to win it, and then we got to the conversation of, man, if he does that, he'll be the first ever rookie quarterback to start a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And this is coming off of us already saying he has the best rookie season of all time.
Of all time.
Like,
well,
we got to crown
so for
him.
Mike to say that, I mean, that gives me a ton of confidence because he understands momentum, right, and confidence. And that team is certainly, I mean, they're balling right now. They're playing with a ton of confidence.
Yeah.
They're flying around the field. They just have seemed faster than everybody else, which is surprising at the NFL and pro level. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do it. But I think it's going to be. You're going to see my guy from Mountain Union, Sirianni, pull some things out of it.
Oh, another Mountain Union guy.
You got to throw the Mountain Union in there. Another Mountain Union guy. We'll see what he's got up his sleeve.
So you're pro-Sirianni then. You're pro-Sirianni.
Well, I got to be, right? I mean, look, I like the quirkiness. I don't mind it a little bit. You need some of that. It resonates. The players don't seem to mind it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, no, yes, they do. Yes, they literally do.
I don't think
There was conflict before Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, the most important dude in the locker room, seemed like he doesn't like Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, because he's got a bubbly personality, doesn't he? So I mean, it's like oil and vinegar there, right?
Yeah.
It's oil and vinegar right there between those two.
Okay, this is what Mike T did that scared me. Because again, you've had like high-level conversations with a lot of people. You're CEO of the Cognizant Classic. You've worked in the Cowboys, for like 2 decades almost. You've worked for the Heat, the Cavs. You've been in and around with people who are in high-leverage situation and they're in the know.
Yep.
When Mike T asked me my Super Bowl pick, I told him I got Chiefs Eagles. It was opposite of his pick, which was Commanders Bills.
Right.
He didn't say anything about my Eagles pick, but he kind of chuckled. He laughed. He literally, like, I don't think he tried to. He laughed and he
couldn't
said,
hold it.
And he said, "You got the Chiefs?"
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa. This is the guy that just helped. With the 33rd team, Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of the Jets, just helped Woody Johnson and the Jets hire their head coach, Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
He's working on getting them a general manager. He's been leading the search team. He's in the know. He's in the weeds of the NFL, and he laughed at my Super Bowl pick. How should I take that?
I don't know. I sure hope that you would have pressed pause, went to commercial break, and had a conversation with him off the record.
What's up? Mike, what was that?
So, I would take it this way. He knows you're a Chiefs fan.
Yeah,
right?
He does, yeah.
So, you got to take it as, hey, he thinks I'm going to be a Homerville.
Oh, okay. Here, right? So that was more of what he was doing. He was like,
that's how I would take it. Now,
all right.
If I'm sitting in your shoes, that's how I would take it. Right?
Like
now, if now on from this side, on the outside looking in, he knows something that
he
you
knows
may
something.
Not,
yeah,
right.
He knows something.
But look, my take on the Chiefs is this: 7 straight years, you can't knock what they're doing.
No,
when you're not as good as you've normally been, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet you're still winning. That's a dangerous team because at some point it's going to kick in. At some point it's going to kick in, and that old way of just been operating and maneuvering, and you need one game for it to all click. And this may be the game.
The loss against the Bills in week 11 or 12, I believe it was, they lost 30-21 on the road. I don't believe Hopkins was active playing in that one. Charles Omenihu, one of their best pass rushers, wasn't available. Isaiah Pacheco was still on IR. I think cornerback Jalen Watson was still on IR. Yeah. Both of these teams are totally different from what they were in that game. And also, you already know, like,
they weren't pulling out all the tricks.
No,
in that game.
that was going to be the question I asked you. Did the Chiefs really even care about the regular season?
Not really.
The record was amazing, but they pulled some games out. I mean, they kept Kelsey in the garage for most of the season.
Yeah.
Patrick did what he needed to do. I don't take the regular season as any indication of what type of team this is.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see what type of team it is this weekend.
We're gonna find out soon. We're going to find out soon. Now, of course, we got some business to get to today. We're going to do Who Missed the Cut, which we're going to take. This one is interesting. Based off of the Pete Carroll hiring with the Las Vegas Raiders, who nobody or their mama saw coming.
No.
I don't even know if Pete Carroll knew.
No.
He was sleeping in the bed. He got a call. He said, wait, what?
Yeah, you're at work Monday morning.
Yeah.
It said Mark Davis. Who's Mark Davis?
Mark? You're like, what do you want? You want me to coach?
Yeah.
Sure. So Pete Carroll, who's going to be 74 years old in September, is the new head coach of the Raiders. We're going to have a Who Missed the Cut based around that. You mentioned the de-emphasization of the Chiefs in the regular season, and that triggered my brain to something we recently talked about that we said we had to get it off on the airwaves.
Oh, man.
And that takes me to basketball right quick. A quick diversion of basketball, if you don't mind, C-Cat.
It's okay.
Todd and I mean, you're a Buckeyes fan when it comes to college football.
Yep.
We defer on that. I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan. In the NFL, you're a Cowboys guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Chiefs guy. The one fandom we share is the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler has been the ire of Heat fans. He has been the topic of conversation all throughout the National Basketball Association because he is the next disgruntled star that wants out of his situation, as he has demanded a trade. He has multiple times gotten suspended now and is currently serving a suspension for conduct detrimental to the team because he's not showing up to play or missing flights. He's losing out on money. He's doing everything. He's acting like a petulant brat trying to get traded before the February 6th deadline. I just have to ask you, because for me, I heard the guys on Inside the NBA going back and forth on it. And how about that? Let's listen to Shaq. Let's listen to Shaquille O'Neal, who was a Heat culture guy.
Yeah.
And we talked about this the other day. Like, the Heat culture fellas, the former Heat players, they're the ones that are coming out and saying stuff now. D. Wade, other guy, Udonis Haslem, they're kind of speaking out against them. Here's Shaq on Inside the NBA last night on TNT discussing specifically why he thinks Jimmy Butler's in the right.
Jimmy Butler makes $50 million a year.
You want more, so what?
He ain't getting more.
Okay, so guess what? You don't want me, I don't want to be here.
Okay, well then, but you can't just not show up to work.
Why not?
Because you took the other two. You took the 50 for this year and next year.
Okay.
So you're saying you took those two, but you not because you don't get two more?
Doesn't matter.
You could ask for a trade, but you got to show up.
Human nature. You don't want me, I don't want to be here.
You
don't feel a responsibility when you are under contract for this season to play this season.
And next year.
I do. But I'm not going to go all out. I was ready to say the other.
I'm not going to go all out.
Well,
which is what we've seen Jimmy Butler doing.
Well, hold on. This goes back to Shaq didn't leave here on great terms.
No.
Right?
No.
So he's speaking from experience of what he did to get out of certain situations, right? Look, you and I have had this conversation. This is about as mad as I've ever been in and around. And I am a pro player type of person.
Yeah.
I will always side for the player, particularly somebody that's given their all. If they handle in business the right way, move that man on, get him to a situation where he may have a chance to win and earn another contract.
Right. He deserves that.
He ain't doing any of that.
No.
So why should the Heat feel the responsibility to help him? What is he doing to help them at this point? Look, Jimmy did this in Chicago. He did this in Minnesota. If you go back and remember, he went out and practiced with the B team.
I love that.
Left it, and then went and did the interview on
right.
your state.
Fresh off went over to Rachel Nichols.
Yeah, went over to Rachel Nichols.
Yeah.
While they're still in practice.
Oh, my God.
So, and then he did the same thing somewhat in Philly, right? Philly was a little bit different because they decided to pay
Tobias Harris.
Or it was really between him and Ben
Simmons,
right? And then they paid this. So he ends up here. Fits everything that we'd want about a player.
Yeah.
Plays hard, plays defense. His offensive game had a chance to shine through. What'd we call him? Himmy.
Yeah.
Right? So he started to develop this scenario. The Heat helped him build a reputation. And now all of a sudden, because you expect them to sign you to another multi-mega contract at the tail end of your age time frame, now you're going to turn into this? What they should do, I think I shared this with you, honestly. You know what they should do?
This is extreme, what you're about to say here.
Shut him down for the entire year. Suspend him for the rest of the year. make his pockets really hurt.
Yeah.
Make them hurt. It's not that it's really going to hurt the guy.
Well, he's got a coffee shop now.
But make it. Jimmy, I still want you at the tournament. Yeah. But look, as a fan, I would sit him down the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Why? What are we going to get back in return for somebody at this point that's really going to help this team? We're going to have to take back an equal amount of contracts. So the financial, it's not going to help, right? I'd rather get draft picks, but do I really want Phoenix's draft picks? I don't see how this benefits the Heat. And therefore, I may be the first time that I've ever sided on the business side or the basketball side. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't do anything to help this man.
Yeah, and that's where I'm so conflicted because it's hard also to feel bad for a guy who's like, you know what I'm going to do to get back at y'all? I'm opting into my $52 million next year.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, is that the worst of it for you? And also for Jimmy Butler, he wasn't there when the Heat needed him this past postseason because of injury.
Right.
He wasn't there a year ago before throughout the regular season and again in the playoff because of being hobbled, so for Pat Riley, that's why he said it at the end of last year. He said, look, I can't have you taking days off all throughout the regular season and de-emphasizing that. And also now you're not even showing up in the playoffs. What are you good for? Why am I paying you $50+ million a year?
Or why would I give you
another extension as you get older?
It doesn't make any sense to me. But again, if I were to sit down in a room with this man, I'd say, look, I get it. I get what you're trying to do. There's a better way to do it. The way is like show the youth, show your children how you should operate professionally and see what happens. I bet you if he would have handled this a complete 180, the different way, he'd have been already gone.
That's what I wonder. But you know what? It's hard to say that. Because who knows if behind closed doors he wasn't trying to handle it more maturely and then the relationship grew so stern that he's now rebelling against it because of that. Now, he has a bad track record.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know what he's done in the past, and it seems like he's doing that same stuff now, even to a heightened extent.
We're never going to know the true story of what's going on behind the scenes. Excuse me. To me, again, as a person, I would never want my name associated with acts and professionalism like that way. I would want to handle it. If anything, I would want to come off as putting all the onus back on them because I've done everything that I can do and kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if he would have done those types of things, there would have been maybe a little bit more of an effort put in to find a spot. May not have been the right spot for him, but he would have been gone out of Miami. But I just come back. Why do you want to leave Miami? Where else are you going to go that's going to put you in a position that this team has?
I think number one is Pat Riley never got him that secondary star. I mean, the best he's done is Terry Rozier, right? Or Tyler Hero never blossomed into the player that we expected him to be.
Not on the defensive end.
Not on the defensive
totality of a player. Yeah.
It's just as hard, and it's hard to win if you're not. You got to be KD level or Steph Curry level offensively to not be a two-way player and win playoff series. You know?
Yeah.
So
I get it.
Look, liability.
We can debate this
Young
probably
Brad
for the rest
Bill.
of your show.
Right.
But it's, to me, it's like, look, I want what's best for the Heat. Yeah. I am traditionally pro player. I just would not go about my actions this way. And the way that he's doing it is making me lose a little bit of respect for somebody that I really, really think has been something stellar of a basketball player in this league for quite some time because he has played both ends of the court pretty consistently. So for this to be the lasting impression of how he leaves this organization after 2 finals appearances, numerous upsets, he's going to go down in history as some of the greatest playoff performances, not just in this franchise, but in NBA history.
Yeah.
And for this to be the lasting impression out of a marketplace that supported you and pumped you up, that's just not the right way to do it.
That jersey retirement ceremony is never going to happen.
Oh, not now.
Yeah,
no.
and I think the only way that this kind of exit would have been excusable with this franchise is if one of those runs converted into a ring, it never did.
And look at Shaq.
Yeah.
Names in the rafters.
Exactly.
Right, jerseys in the rafters.
Exactly.
Left on bad terms.
Yeah.
But he got a chip. It's what it boils down to.
That excuses everything, and it won't be able to excuse what Jimmy's doing because it's never going to happen, especially not in a Heat uniform. That we had to get that off. Todd,
we had to.
That's the only reason why you came today. You're like, I got to talk about Jimmy. So
I was begging Theo. I was like, man, we got to air this out a little bit.
Yeah.
So thank you for the platform.
Hey, look, I appreciate you joining us and doing that. Now to business.
Oh my goodness, this is not good. It's beyond hard to watch.
4 will enter. 3 will survive. It's time for Who Missed the Cut? Presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, February 27th through March 2nd.
Tickets available now for the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, thecognizantclassic.com. We have CEO of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, Todd Fleming, with us here, and it's time for Who Missed the Cut. We are starting in the big news of the day. Pete Carroll was hired to lead the Las Vegas Raiders. Pete Carroll getting a 4-year deal. It looks like 3 years with a 4th-year option to lead the Tom Brady-led Las Vegas Raiders. That makes the coaches in the AFC West right now a historic bunch. All Hall of Famers. Andy Reid with the Chiefs, Pete Carroll now with the Raiders, Sean Payton with the Broncos, and Jim Harbaugh with the Los Angeles Chargers. 3 playoff teams and a few guys with rings. This is an impeccable lineup. 3 years ago, Todd, C-Cat, we said that the Chiefs had the greatest quarterbacks in the history of one division with Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, and Justin Herbert. We were wrong. There's no way we're wrong about this, right? We got it. We nailed it.
This is nailed right here. I couldn't believe when I read the news that he took the job. You said the name. This has got Tom Brady written all over it to me because it just doesn't feel like a traditional Raiders hire.
No.
Right? So there's
something else.
One?
Mark Davis down somewhere. Mark Davis is chained up, and they're like,
no pedigree. I mean, since Gruden, there's been no pedigree, right?
Yeah.
There's no pedigree of a coach here that's got a track record of being successful in this league. So I was blown away by this, but this is formidable.
Yeah.
I can't recall another time where you've had coaches of this ilk in one conference.
Like, imagine walking into that locker room and not just instantly having respect. Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, Andy Reid. These are guys that have done it at a high level. They demand respect, and they also are really damn good at the job.
Well, look at what Denver. His first year there, we had Russell Wilson, not great.
Yeah. That was a punt year for them.
Well, it was punt year, but he was instilling his culture. Look what happened this year.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Playoffs with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
So Pete Carroll becomes the 5th Raiders coach since they've moved to Vegas in 2020, which is absolutely crazy. Rich Bisaccia, Josh McDaniels, Antonio Pierce, John Gruden, now Pete Carroll. We're going to do Who Missed the Cut with these 4 coaches. Not an easy task. I believe I had immunity last time when we were at the South Florida Fair, right?
That's right.
So I think it next goes to you, Todd.
Well, the easiest one, I think, is obviously –
Wait a second. We got to put criteria on this because it's not for one season.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's say for 5.
For 5 seasons. You're strapping yourself for this coach for 5 seasons. Right. So it levels the playing field a little bit.
The person that's safe right out of the gate is still the same guy. It's Andy Reid.
Yeah, it's hard to go against Andy Reid.
Right, so this may have been the easiest kind of kickoff to this entire thing. For me, it's Andy Reid and the fact that he's got pedigree at 2 different organizations, leading them very, very far. Super Bowl, and then now, in Philly, and then obviously now with what he's done with the Chiefs. So I think first, save Andy Reid. I think we can put that one to bed.
You're side-eyeing an Andy Reid?
He was mad at me there a little bit.
Me and Theo talked about it yesterday, and now you're leaving me in the dust here.
I said
Andy Reid might bounce after this season.
Yeah, but we don't know that. That's fine. Yeah, but we're sitting here. We have to debate as is today.
Yeah.
He's the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. So if you're going forward, I'd want him as my coach.
Yeah. I guess the assumption here would have to be that they're going to coach your team for the next 5 years. We're not like, Pete Carroll's 74, he might die. Like, I'm not doing that.
You don't get Pat Mahomes with them. They're not tied at the hip.
Why has he got this man in the grave already? He just took a job in Vegas. Why has he got him in the grave?
He's trying to retire Andy Reid, who's 66 years old. I'm like, it might happen because of all of the success he's having, but damn it, the success is why he has immunity.
Where's Andy Reid's Super Bowl championship without maybe the greatest quarterback of all time?
Oh, you can't do that.
That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
You can't do that.
Be a Mahomes merchant?
That's crazy.
It's a lot easier to win when you got him.
Okay, so I counter you with this. We're looking at 3 other coaches on this list. 2 of them have Super Bowl titles. And both of those guys, in Pete Carroll and in your guy, again, Sean Payton.
My guy.
I guess he's your guy. Drew Brees, what was Sean Payton before him?
Right.
And what was Pete Carroll without Russell Wilson?
The rest is still unwritten. What we're going to see
well,
from
the rest
these
is
guys.
unwritten with Andy Reid, too. when he takes over our new.
We're in the epilogue with Andy Reid.
We take over our new fake franchise for the next 5 years. Okay, so Andy Reid is
it's still the answer's still clear to me. Andy Reid's in.
So for the rules of the game, for people that don't know, only one person misses the cut. 3 guys make it. Andy Reid is safe. He already rounded the corner. He is on to the back 9. These other guys, somebody's not going to even make it to the turn, and we have left what? Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, and Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, there's not one winner. There's only one loser.
One loser.
That's what we're really destined to do here. And I'm looking at these 3 options. I'm not picking Sean Payton. Not doing it.
Wow.
Why are you not picking Sean Payton? You're not picking him to lose or to win.
Give us a reason why.
I see a Super Bowl a long time ago. A long time ago.
Pete Carroll, too.
And he had Drew Brees for a long time throughout that. And the peak of Pete Carroll lasted longer than the peak of Sean Payton.
Wow.
And yes, I feel bad for Sean Payton because in that historic 2018 NFC Championship game, they got screwed over by the refs in that Rams game. That was a game-switching call that altered the result win-loss. The Saints should have been in the Super Bowl against the Patriots and probably the weakest offense we've seen in that Patriots dynasty. But ifs and buts and cherries and nuts, every day would be Christmas.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
We're going with Jim Harbaugh. I'm riding with the hot hand.
Wow.
Because he never really had a great he did have a good quarterback a couple of years. I like Jim Harbaugh here because Andy Reid's already been saved.
Yeah.
Out of the options remaining, Jim Harbaugh has the most recent championship. Yes, it was in college, but he won a natty at Michigan when everyone said that he could not do it.
It took him forever.
Took him 7 seasons.
Yeah.
I think
Who
that
has it
they're
longer
okay.
than us?
It's okay
Nobody.
for it to take forever as long as it happens. And other than about 3 other now, active coaches in college football, 2 other. It's never happened.
It's.
I don't know.
What do you mean? So you're against the Jim Harbaugh save?
No, I'm not against Jim Harbaugh because of the Michigan scenario.
Yeah, of course.
I'm against it is that
Ohio State guy, by the way.
Yeah, I'm an Ohio State guy, so I'm on cloud 9 this week, right? So,
congratulations.
Thank you. But he hasn't done it at this level. He's been a great regular season coach. He's been okay in the playoffs. He hasn't gotten his team over the hump.
I mean, the hump was a non-defensive pass interference call in the corner of the end zone in the Super Bowl. He dragged Colin Kaepernick, a very great defense, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he dragged that team to a Super Bowl with the quarterback who was out of the league 4 years later.
Dragged him.
I'm not sure he dragged him. He was one of the best players in the NFL when he had him during that time.
He was cooking. And also, Harbaugh's had, 5 years? I'm looking at 5 total years of experience in the NFL, 4 with the Niners, 3 winning seasons, 1 8-8, and then he has this past year with the Chargers, 11-6 with Justin Herbert. He's proven he can drive a culture. He's proven that he can be a guy that motivates players. I think these other 3 guys honestly have proven more at the pro level, and they've proven to be able to do it without excellent quarterback play. I mean, look at even Sean Payton after Drew Brees. It wasn't good. It wasn't pretty, but he squalls out some wins with some pretty mediocre quarterbacks, including Drew Brees on the back end of the run.
So you're saying right now, if you were to start a franchise, you would take Sean Payton over Jim Harbaugh?
I wouldn't have said last year. If you asked me this same time last year, I might have sided with Jim Harbaugh. But after what I saw Sean Payton do with Bo Nix, he got the 6th best quarterback in the draft, the 6th best one, and he had him in the Player of the Year, the Offensive Rookie of the Year conversation. They won 11 games, almost won 12 if it wasn't for a block kick, and they had him. The Bills whooped their tail, but they had a playoff game in a year where they were also paying Russell Wilson $50 million to play for another team. Like, that is a really good coach.
That's a really good coach, in my opinion. He showed his offensive prowess again with the play calling.
Oh, it was great
this year. I mean, Sean Payton to me is one of the better coaches. I would love to see him come back to Dallas.
But if we're playing the numbers game, you said what?
Please.
5 NFL seasons for Jim Harbaugh? Was that the number that you gave me?
He just finished his 5th one here with the Chargers.
I think it's more impressive to have 1 Super Bowl appearance in 5 years in the league than 1 Super Bowl win in, what is Sean Payton, 20 years as an NFL head coach?
Yeah, but it's also, to me, it's more proof of concept, right? Like, we don't know what the downs or the lows can look like with a guy like Jim Harbaugh in the NFL. We know what it looked like in college football.
We do know. If you remember, he didn't leave.
Oh,
he
right.
left the 40. He got told to go.
Yeah.
Right?
And
he had to get out.
There was some conflict there.
He's not like my thing is with young adults.
Yeah,
it works. The quirkiness works. You know, the taking my shirt off and running around. It's fun. 20-year-olds like to do that stuff. You're doing that stuff around grown men that make millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. You've got to be more CEO. You got to manage a culture, manage the locker room, make sure that everybody feels like they're in the right place.
Yeah.
You got to drive people. He, at least his first stint, he overdrove.
Yeah,
and
he
flipped
did.
the locker room against him, right? So I know what you're saying. It is really impressive to have winning records, go to the Super Bowl, lose a tough one, but you also got unceremoniously shown the door.
Yeah.
Basically.
And
right?
also, Sean Payton, he won a Super Bowl in his 4th year.
Longevity.
Had to go look it up. He won a Super. So you're saying it's more impressive to have a Super Bowl appearance in 5 years. I'm telling you, it's more impressive to actually win a Super Bowl in your 4th.
Yeah, before HD television.
What, in 2009? So what's up with Pete Carroll then?
Before I got HD television.
Like, what were you doing? He had the big monster box.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We knew this one was going to be hard with 4. I mean, look,
Is Carroll safe then? Because we haven't mentioned Pete Carroll yet.
I don't know. Like my initial inclination, I shared with Theo before we came on air.
Yeah.
I was like, to me, where my mind kind of goes to, there's one clear delineation between all of them, and it's winning the bowl.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Harbaugh just hasn't done that yet. Not to say that he won't, because
It's gonna
LA
be really hard. Look at that division.
Even with everything going on in LA, it's still going to be a destination for guys that they want to go play, playing in that stadium, wearing those colors. He is a good coach, so I mean, it's not unforeseen that he's not going to win one. I just think the other 3 guys in this conference, proven track records of being able to win a massive game.
And I have a question. How much does it hurt Pete Carroll the 2nd Super Bowl? Where he, instead of handing it off, the easiest decision in the history of Super Bowls, hand it off to beast mode. Instead, the pass to Lockett that gets picked off by Butler. Does that hurt him at all in this decision making?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It works against him.
It does.
It really does.
He should have 2 Super Bowls, but he got in his own way.
That's why I'm not saying that I'm ready to just give up on Harbaugh.
So it's between Harbaugh and Carroll.
That's where my thought goes.
Let's say Sean Payton's safe then.
I think Sean Payton's safe.
Okay, Sean Payton and Andy Reid are safe. We have to make a decision between Harbaugh and Carroll.
I think you just nailed it for me. I really do. I wasn't thinking about the 2nd Super Bowl, and that decision that was made.
Ooh.
Beast mode was in real beast mode for that period of time. To not hand him the ball, man.
I mean, as a Ravens fan, you got to be thinking Todd Monken here.
It may be fitting that he's in Vegas now because he rolled the dice.
He did.
Right? So it may be fitting. So I'm going to go with you. I'm going to side with you. We'll see where you're at.
So you're going Harbaugh?
I'm going Harbaugh. Makes the cut.
You're going Harbaugh?
As in Jim Harbaugh is
he's
the
safe.
3rd best quarterback at least. Yeah, I think that Pete Carroll should miss the cut here.
Well, I got to side with you guys. That decision alone did it for me. Pete Carroll, I loved you at USC. You were amazing at your stops in Seattle, and I got to say, I wish the best for you aside for 2 games against the Chiefs with the Raiders. But here today on a Football Friday, Pete Carroll, you missed the cut. It's over with.
Hey, I'll go see him at the Aria.
Right. Like, it's all good. We still we locked in, Swin.
I'm still gonna go out there and get on the tables with him. But in this one, I see, Cat, you're right. And then that piece of knowledge about that play call is going to live with him.
Forever,
I mean, does live with him forever.
Yeah. That's a chapter in his post-career book.
Yeah.
A chapter of that is that game and that decision in particular.
I want to sit down with Marshawn at some point. If we let's get him on the show.
Yeah.
And I want to ask him about that play.
The whole process.
What happened on the sideline? What happened afterwards? What's the commentary been? Do players from that team talk to him?
Yeah.
I want to know the real story.
The Seahawks former Seahawks kind of hate Russell Wilson too.
Yeah.
And they also were a little like Marshawn Lynch was extremely mad at Pete Carroll for a while.
The visual of Richard Sherman looking up and seeing that and crumble, that anyone who's ever played a sport has got to feel that pain and internalize and think, wow.
Think about it. What we just they've got one, right? Sean Payton's got one. Pete's got one. You were on the 1-inch line from getting your 2nd
against the Patriots
too. Against Tom Brady,
beating Brady.
Good
call. I had totally forgot that was.
And the Jermaine Kearse catch before that was ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Ricochet. That was the Edelman catch before the Edelman catch happened against the Falcons.
Yes, another miraculous catch. We could have been talking about downing Brady in a Super Bowl, but instead a foolish play call.
Yep.
Todd, I know that you got to get to running soon. Appreciate you pulling up. Before you go, though, let us know what's new with the Cognizant Classic. I know.
Look, guys,
we're closing in.
We're 30 days, right?
Woo!
So we're here. It's I keep saying this every single time. It's not out. It's here. Guys, we're going to introduce something next week. I'm going to go tug at the heartstrings here a little bit. So our military outpost and the military ticketing program is about to launch. So we're going to put some communication out next week. I think the men and women, the veterans of our community that have given their lives and dedicated a good portion of their time to make sure that we have the freedoms and are safe, we're going to do something really special for them. We got a really nice venue for them on hole number 10,
nice.
Overlooking 10, getting some of 9, 4, 11, 3. There's a multitude of holes of golf, but we're going to take care of our men and women that are veterans and military personnel. So that information's coming out, and they're going to have a great placement at the tournament this year. But I'd be remiss. There's still our tickets left.
Yes.
There's still our grounds passes left. There's still some Bear Trap tickets left. There's still some Yellow Flamingo tickets left.
VIP.
Go to thecognizantclassic.com. Get your tickets. We'll see you in 30 days.
Right. And if you see Todd, shake his hand and tell him you agree.
Yeah.
You agree. You got to get Pete Carroll out of there. Screw this thing up. One last thing. As you say you're doing something for the military, CCAT, you did as well. He bought that trash can lid around Halloween time, and it did support the troops, right? It supported the veterans.
So, Todd, you hear about this story? You know about this?
No. But I want to hear about it.
Yeah, you got to tell the story now. I'm sorry I queued you up for this one.
We were at a micro wrestling event in Boca Raton, and in intermission or whatever, they were auctioning items off or auctioning experiences off for the Wounded Warriors Foundation. And I was a couple of drinks in, more than a couple of drinks in.
Shocking.
So, I had got multiple texts throughout this night that were like, yo, I think CCAT is drunk.
So when they announced, they go, we have this trash can lid that was used by the wrestlers this evening. They're all going to sign it for you, and you get 2 tickets VIP for next show. They go, all proceeds go into the Wounded Warriors Foundation. I'm kind of looking at my drink, and I reach and go, yeah!
Starts cheering.
They go, $100 there. They took that as a bid. They took that as a bid in the auction. I sit there and I think, wait. I don't have too much money. $100 right there. So
what a great mistake.
Right, yeah.
Nobody else bid.
No, really?
I was the first and only bid on the trash can lid behind me.
Yeah.
Did Theo tell you about the auction that we were at this weekend?
We were at an auction this weekend where if you would have did that, you might have had to stay and wash some dishes, maybe sell your soul.
You'd still be there.
Yeah.
Theo and I both had paddles. They never came up off the table.
No. Not at all. Fact, I glued mine to the table just in case. I said I only want a draft of when to come and make it push up. No.
I was so scared. I ended up leaving before Theo.
Yeah.
I forgot my paddle.
Oh, you did?
So,
yeah.
Well, it's local chef in the marketplace was
Chef
there.
Theo.
He took my paddle and took a photo with it and said, "Uh-oh." It was all he said. I woke up to that and I checked my bank account very quickly to just make sure. I'm like, my gosh. But that's a good mistake.
The lowest starting
price. Good call to support.
The lowest starting price, CCAT? $10,000.
Any trash can lids?
No trash can lids. No trash can lids.
No,
just making sure.
No. But so I did, speaking of that, we got asked back.
Oh, yeah.
And we're potentially going to be throwing in our own auction item for next year.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's big news.
CCAT, come. We'll get you a paddle.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We'll make sure that you have plenty of wine and we'll make sure that you're properly oiled up and ready to go, and that we'll get your paddle up in the air for at least minimum of 10.5.
Can't wait.
I think I'll risk it. I'll try to be like a first bidder, knowing someone would go over top of me.
To be honest with you, it's a safe call, and you would look so cool doing it.
Yeah.
Just imagine you get 10,000.
And then take a bathroom break.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Well, make sure you're seated by the right people.
Yeah.
So that way they feel the competition. Right?
Exactly.
And some in that room when you get the coolness when you raise it, do it real smooth. That's right. You may walk out of there with a date.
Yeah, you're about to say, it has to feel good.
Yeah.
That's Todd Fleming at CCAT. This was the happy hour. Appreciate you again. CognizantClassic.com for the tickets. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia. Rev up the new year with a resolution that drives change at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. If you haven't seen the exciting new 2020 to 2025 Kias, now's the time. We've got one of the area's largest selections of award-winning Kias, all backed by an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. From sleek designs to premium features, advanced tech, and cutting-edge safety, every new Kia is built to give you peace of mind. And if you're ready to drive green, Kia's hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles offer fewer emissions, lower maintenance costs, and the same fun driving experience you expect. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where more Kias hit the road every day. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Banyan Printing, your trusted printing, mailing, and signage partner in the Palm Beaches for over 45 years. Banyan Printing's new metallic ink press adds that extra shine so that your product comes out in glossy gold, sparkling silver, or any other color you want to shine. Banyan Printing is the official printer of Kaiser Athletics and would love to be your official printing partner as well. Order products and learn more about what Banyan Printing can do for your business at banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
The 12-team college football playoff comes to a close, and schools are making out like bandits. Mike Rizzo here from Russo and Rizzo with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. NIL, name, image, and likeness, has been a topic of controversy in collegiate sports for the last few years. The Ohio State Buckeyes, who just won the national championship, reportedly spent over $20 million on their roster. Not only does NIL give these universities a strategic advantage on the field or court, it also gives them an advantage on the money side for their bottom line. Donors are lining up far and wide with ties to the university to see their teams win. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management Program.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hi, it's Luis Fonsi. In the world of music, versatility allows you to capture the moment and create something amazing. Ford SUVs are designed with the same versatility in mind. The Ford Escape or Explorer can make any day a beach day with room for family and all your gear. And the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport give you the freedom to go over, around, or through almost anything that comes your way. Ford SUVs, perfect for South Florida. See your local Ford dealer today.
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
Jokic going to throw it up from way. He got it! Oh my! Nikola Jokic! All the way from Sombor!
That courtesy of the Denver Nuggets broadcast team, the Denver Nuggets audio radio network. Nikola Jokic, that was 3 of his 35 points, 22 rebounds, and 17 assists in a historic triple-double, a full court shot going into the third in a win over the Sacramento Kings. That is your EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week. C-Cat, you care to hear his last 9 games, the big Jokic, the Joker?
I haven't been able to catch them in action, but I've heard that he is hands down the best player in the NBA right now.
Let me just read off these stat lines here. Okay, so I told you this last one, 35, 22, and 17. 27-13-10, 20-14-10, 24-12-10, 10-14-10, 19-18-9, 35-12-15, 46-9-10, 41-18-9. He just fills it up.
Yeah, I don't like the number 10 in there. That feels like he's getting a triple-double for the purpose of getting a triple-double.
Of course he is. He's a stat padder. Jokic is a stat padder. I forgive stat padding when you also are winning and also if you're good at it. Like sometimes there's inefficient stat padders. We've seen Russell Westbrook do it here and there. Sometimes it's beneficial. Sometimes it's bad. He passed the stats. He knows what he's doing. But he's really damn good. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, we're kind of normalizing it enough.
Yeah.
Westbrook wasn't playing on a playoff team, right? When he won the MVP.
He did. It was like 5th or 6th seed though. They just were a bad team.
I remember them as being bad.
They were bad.
So in my mind, it'll still be not a playoff team.
What sealed the Russell Westbrook MVP wasn't just a triple-double. People forget that he had a stretch of game winners and huge plays down the back end of that NBA season that also gave him the MVP moment. So, and then he had the narrative of KD leaving and stuff. So it was more than just the triple-doubles with him, but he undoubtedly was stat padding that whole year. He was. It's just his nature of the beast. Yeah, Jokic likely going to get that MVP. The MVP race in the NBA actually is heating up in a similar way to the NFL, and I'm curious how that all pans out. Jokic showing he probably is the guy. Who's your MVP right now? Who's your MVP today if you had to pick one in the NBA? We've been doing NFL MVP talk. How about some NBA talk? A lot of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, I still go Shai for now, but it is fading away. Jokic seems to be coming in his rear view, and I think he's going to pass him pretty soon. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Who's your MVP in the NBA today? And if you're like 90% of America and haven't been paying attention, just call in and say, hey, the Baptist Health Hotline, man, it's open. Is your joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located all throughout South Florida. They also combine its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. Who is your NBA MVP? We answer that, plus we finally settle what people have been talking about amongst these championship Sunday games, who we actually have and why in Chiefs, Bills, Commanders, Eagles. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
She stole $6 million from the award-winning podcast.
I'm Lacey Mosley.
A new true crime series.
They call me Scam Goddess. I'm going on a journey across America to dive into small-town swindles.
How can you not trust this local farm girl?
And big city cons.
He was pimping the congregation.
People say that would never happen to me. Never say never.
Scam Goddess. New episodes Thursdays. Stream on Hulu.
Now at DQ Grill & Chill, enjoy $7 meal deals. The 3-piece chicken strip meal deal and the original cheeseburger meal deal. Both come with fries, a 21-ounce drink, and a sundae. Sweeten the deal and upgrade to a small Blizzard treat for just $2 extra. Get more for less at DQ Grill & Chill with the $7 chicken strip meal deal and $7 original cheeseburger meal deal. DQ Grill & Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Hey, y'all get some more drinks going on. I sound a whole lot better.
The South Florida Fair is open, people. The South Florida Fair is open and rolling. If you go to ESPN West Palm's Instagram or my Instagram at Theo Dorsey TV, give me a follow while you're there, but also check out some of the fair foods C-Cat and I had at the South Florida Fair. It is running all the way through February 2nd, 17 straight days of entertainment, including the Thrilling Royals Spectacular Show, live music, a new Ag Ventureland, farm animals in the Kabuto Ag Zone. And, of course, you got rides, games, and delicious fair food. Thursdays are BOGO at the fair, so you buy one admission ticket, you can get your boo in for free. Buy one, get one. You and your kid, you and your homie. Thursdays are for 2 people. BOGO. Maybe 4 people. BOGO. Every food vendor also is going to have a BOGO deal, and the ride credits are half off on BOGO Thursdays. Check all the activities and entertainment schedules online at southfloridafair.com, or you can download the Fair app. They got an app. There's an app for that. Look at that.
Drake might be there.
Drake could go to the South Florida Fair. He's welcome. Now, that might be a bad thing because I heard he likes them strong. The South Florida Fair is open now through February 2nd in West Palm Beach. I didn't want to say I heard he likes them young in the middle of talking about the fair.
It's a good idea. You trusted your instincts there. That was a smart business move. I was watching Drewski on a podcast last night, and he is very brand focused. He is worried about his public image because he did like a video with Diddy. I forget when, but people were trying to make jokes about that, and he got very uncomfortable. Which I guess when your name is in the same sentence, you just want to distance from that any chance you can.
Rightfully so. I mean, LeBron has the video out there that's like where he's like, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party."
Yeah, that is there's no way to spin that.
That's not good because not only are you saying it's a very unique situation, you're saying I've experienced it.
Yeah.
That's a hard statement to back off of. And yeah, if I'm Drewski, the problem with being Drewski too is when he got into the industry and started like hanging around people and getting in the know, I'm sure like, and I don't want to speak out of turn here, but if you were in Drewski's situation and you were a social media star turned influencer, turned comedian, turned celebrity, and you're new to the Hollywood game and stuff, like, would you turn down an invite to Diddy's house?
Well, yeah, before you know anything.
You didn't even know, yeah.
That's the ultimate networking opportunity.
Exactly.
Who's going to be there?
And I'm not saying this, Drewski did it. I'm not saying that you would do it. I'm just saying if a million people had Drewski's situation and they got invited to a Diddy party and you didn't know what a Diddy party entailed, you thought it was just jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, seriously.
You'd be there. Baby oil in hand.
What's a Theo party like?
Theo parties are way more clean, way more conservative. We kick it. You know, we make homemade craft cocktails and, you know, and we vibe out. We play a little taboo. At a Theo party, the only danger is getting whooped in taboo.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody. That is a shared experience. A shared experience at Kaiser University is winning championships left and right. No matter what program you're in. You could be in basketball. You could be in football. You could be in – they don't have hockey, but I'm sure if they started a hockey program, they win a national title too. 22 national championships, including back-to-back natties in men's lacrosse, and 3 straight in NAIA women's swimming and diving. This is the squad that won the 2023 NAIA football title as well. They've got the regular season conference titles. They've got the conference championships in the tournaments. Come on. Plus a Learfield Cup trophy. KUSeahawks.com. That's for the latest on Kaiser Seahawks athletics. KUSeahawks.com. Tap in with the Seahawks.
Your Super Bowl is?
My Super Bowl is Chiefs Eagles. I'm going with the vets. I'm going with the folks that have been there before.
Bills Commanders.
Yeah, you're just like Mike T. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
The South Florida Fair is open. 17 days of entertainment, including the thrilling Royal Spectacular Show, live music, a new Adventureland, and farm animals in the Kubota Ag Zone, a historic village, and a